Woo, this is kind of touchy right here. I agree with the cell phone banning, but I don't agree with who the cell phone banning is being done by, the government. Here's why. How are you guys all doing? Welcome to the channel. I am Ty Smith. You're watching my channel, Model Renaissance Man, in which I appreciate you guys doing so. Make sure that if you're following me on YouTube, that you're following me on the platforms you see above and below, and hit this thumbs up button for me if you don't mind real quick. That way my content like this can consistently be recommended to you. It also helps push my content out in the YouTube shadow banning algorithm world if you would do that for me, all right? Don't forget, if and when you do subscribe to my channel, you should hit that bell notification. It's going to bring up another little tab off to the side. Select the thing that says all notifications, okay? That way, when I do post, you should be alerted in theory, okay? All right, ladies and gentlemen, so you guys all seen this, and again, I appreciate everybody that gave the donations out for Christmas. I can't thank you guys enough. You showed up and showed out. The kids were able to get the things that they definitely 100% needed, and it was just absolutely wonderful to hear and see the smiles on their faces, and a lot of families that we helped out as well to even just have like Christmas dinner or get them something that they needed for their own selves, for their homes. I'm just telling y'all, we really did a good job. I promise you we did. It's amazing. All right, so let's get ready to get into this story. So you guys all see the title right here, right? Florida, I love a lot of things that Desantis is doing. I really do. I really honestly do. Florida is my other home, folks, and I agree with what they're trying to do, but who's doing the doing is what I have an issue with. But before I get into that, you guys check this out.
And starting next Wednesday, no one under the age of 14 will be allowed to have social media accounts in the state of Florida. Florida's HB3 will allow parents to decide whether their 14 and 15-year-olds can have social media and requires age verification on sites deemed quote, harmful to minors. Erica Donalds is a guest faculty member at the Leadership Institute and the CEO of Optimade. She joins me now. Erica, thanks for getting up with us this morning, but I just got to know, how do you enforce something like this?
Well, that's the problem, and thanks for having me this morning. That's the problem with the patchwork of legislation that's come in the form of bans of all types in 10 different states, including, of course, now Florida, where we're not even going to really see enforcement of this law until it moves its way through the courts. You know, we have to be very careful, especially in the states, of running amok of both parents' rights and constitutional protections, and that's what we're seeing in the form of these lawsuits. That's why a federal action is so important to stop this patchwork and allow for better enforcement at the App Store level.
You know, currently 87% of 13 to 14-year-olds use YouTube, 55% use TikTok, 44% use Snapchat, and then 43% use Instagram. That's a huge chunk of kids, 13 and 14 years old. So when you think about this, I'm sure a lot of the parents don't mind it. I think, you know, a lot of people would think that it would be a good idea. But then you run into the issue of, do the kids think it's a good idea? What kind of issues is this going to cause? So what do you think about that?
Well, actually, in Florida, parents were polled about this law, and the vast majority of them prefer to have it in their own hands and in control, to educate the parents on how to monitor and make sure that their children are not overusing social media, but put that control in the hands of the parents and not necessarily enact these bans. I have 3 teenage boys myself. I know that social media can be a blessing and a curse, but when parents were polled about this in Florida, almost 80% of them said they would rather have control themselves, not necessarily an outright ban.
Okay, so now you heard all that, right? Now, my issue that I have with this is this. I get what they're trying to do and what they're wanting to do. But at the same time, it's that same type of notion. I told you I'm neutral with this stuff. Government telling you what you are going to allow your child to do and not to do in this particular subject, I have an issue with. I do. Government coming in, you 14 years old, you are going to be banned from any social media. Now, listen to me, folks. I understand. We all know the effects that it have on children. We know the effects that it have on children. But for the fact that the government is coming in there saying this is not going to happen, that's what I have an issue with. Because parents There shouldn't even have to be something like this to even come up for them to actually try to put something in place like this to keep 14-year-olds and under from being on social media. If there were parents, if someone came and told you, here are the ramifications of your child being on social media. The average kid has this disability, can't pay attention, short-term memory, and the dangers of what we've seen is done overall over the past years of these studies that we have. This is why we think your child should be, when they present that to a parent, that parent should be able to take that information and go, nope. Now I'm gonna let you guys know something. Guess when my sons then were on social media, or when they even had a cell phone? When both my sons had jobs to pay for their own cell phones is when my sons got cell phones. Now, when it comes to social media, my 22-year-old son, he just getting social media when he turned like 19 or 20 years old. My youngest one, he did it when he was 18. He's 20 right now. But look at that. They weren't missing anything. Now, Todd, I had a computer, and that computer was in the living room, and that was a privilege to use that computer to get on there to only do some type of gaming, look up some new outfit, look up probably, and I'm just being real, a cheat code they might want to use for the gaming systems that they have. But absolutely 100%, no way was my sons them going to be on social media to be influenced by anything on social media, period. Their influence came from their dad and their mother. That was their influence. See, we didn't put no emphasis on making social media being important at all. Therefore, it is not important to my sons. Like I said, they're on social media right now, but not like how I am or anything like that. They're not on there to be, oh, let me just scroll, keep scrolling, blah, blah, blah. They're not one of those young men. They go on there for specific reasons. Let me look up something that's going to actually improve my life. Let me look up something. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not like that every now and then, like how we all have the thing where we watch America's Funniest Home Videos. They go on YouTube or something like that at a time. I hear them cracking up at something. They go, Dad, come here. I'll go down there and I'll look and I'll see them watching like these funny vines or something like that. And yeah, it's a fun thing. But as far as being like a scrolling, being influenced by what the media can do, that's the point, ladies and gentlemen. It's a reason why they want your children at a certain age, is because they can be heavily influenced and manipulated at that age. And even on beyond it can. So here's my thing. Should they be telling you, we're going to keep your child from doing this? No, but as a parent, you should want your child not to be on there. Same exact thing. Now, this is where it's going to be kind of, a little touchy at. But then yet, the same government that you don't want them to tell your child not to be on this social media, you're cool with this government allowing your child to make a decision to get their genitals mutilated and removed. You're okay with the government allowing your child to end up going up against you if you dare tell your child that they're not the sex that your child claiming that they are, and just a kid. Yeah, anyway, I know that's going to bring a lot of folks to be pissed off. Anyway, guys, what do you think of this right here? What are your thoughts on this? Again, I understand it, but I don't think they should be telling you what to do with your children, because it's going to be the parent's decision. And however that affects your child, futuristically speaking, that's all going to be on you as a parent, although they said we tried to help you. So you guys let me know what you think about it by putting it in the comments below after this video. And don't forget to do what you guys see in that cloud right there. If you want to see the next video that I will be doing in chronological order, it's going to be up there. Things that I do as a variety right here. I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, and I hope and pray that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. Most of all, praying every last one of you guys in great health mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. And God bless you all through Jesus.